Good morning, traders and investors, hedge fund managers, and mas and pas around the world. Welcome to premarketinfo.com, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Dennis, nice range in the S&Ps this morning, breaking just below the close and in yesterday's low and getting a pop up to 1236.75.
Yeah, we've had a good pop here this morning, Joel. Durable goods number was good as well. We actually popped 4 points off that before settling back in. We've kind of been up 7-8 points here all morning, so the range has settled in here a bit. Obviously, we're shrugging off those bad Amazon earnings, and there's been some good earnings here this morning too, which we'll talk about on our market movers.
Okay, S&P, the current high stands at 1236.75. If that stands as the high of the day, we have a downside target of 1207.75. The Globex low, 1223, right in there between Tuesday's low and the close. If that holds as the low of the day, have an upside target up at 1252, which would fit in nicely with Monday and Tuesday's highs. As long as we stay above this 1230 level, Dennis, we're good to go to the upside. Moving on to the Big Ten, kind of a quiet sell-off in Apple yesterday. Just want to alert our traders to a good level up top, that double top, 406.50 to 406.55. Use the close as support, 397.97.
I do see that double top there, Joel, so that obviously will provide some resistance. This 400 continues to be a magnet here. We're trading a little bit above there right now, 453, but I'm going to continue to use 400 as my swing number in Apple.
Okay, ExxonMobil, just like the number one, the Big Ten, Apple, double top there at the 80.49, 80.50 level. So if you're looking to exit some longs there, that's a good place, or initiate some shorts. Double top, maybe it'll be a triple top. Coming back on the downside, the close 79.44 should provide good support, and then you have the old Friday, Tuesday low at the 79.05 to 79.18 level.
ExxonMobil, the chart kind of looks just tired to me. It's, had quite a run from 70 earlier this month to $80 here. Obviously, this morning trading 80 exactly right now here in the pre-market. I agree with your 80.50 area, nice double top 80.49. So that's going to provide some resistance for sure. But I think anywhere in this 80s, it's starting to get tired, and I think the trade could be starting to swing to the downside here. So wouldn't surprise me if we broke down through that 79 area if this stock started breaking down.
Okay, IBM, subject of a little bit of news. It looks like the CEOs maybe trying to get out at the top of the stock price here. Kind of panicked in the pre-market, broke below Tuesday's low at 180.01, but that's going to be good support in the stock today. Tuesday's high was not able to reach Monday's high, so that 182.89 should be a good stopping point. And 183.89 is the highest it's been since that earnings miss, just kind of trying to creep up there and fill the gap.
Yeah, still keep an eye on Apple in this one. I've noticed IBM and Apple trading very well together, Apple being your leader typically. So keep an eye on Apple. The charts are kind of similar here. This 180 looks like a great swing number to me as well.
Okay, moving on to our next component. I'll just play the tape from yesterday, and Mr. Softy, looks like Bill Gates moved his good till canceled order down from the 27.50 area to 27.23. That served as the high of the day. We broke down through the 27 level pretty easily. Settled at 26.81 with a 72 low. Trading up not significantly, trading up 20 cents from there, so that should be good support in the stock.
Didn't quite get to that 27.40 area there yesterday like it has the last 4 or 5 sessions where it's topped out, but definitely this stock is getting tired as well, and the low 27s continues to run into resistance until we can break out above that 27.5 area, Joel. I think you still got to be selling the stock.
Yeah, you would think if the earnings didn't push it through there, what would?
Yeah.
But moving on to a Chevron Corporation like Apple and ExxonMobil, double top 106.87 to 106.91 level. We're still almost $2 from that area, so that would be an area to exit some longs or initiate some shorts. Good support, the close at 104.50, with the low at 104.33, and also Friday's low sneaks in there at 104.21. So let's call the range in Chevron at this time. 104.50 the close, up to that, maybe test that 107 number again.
107 has size there too, Joel, backing it up 50,000 shares, which is significant for Chevron. So I imagine that was there yesterday, and that's probably where you see this thing topping around the 106.90s as you get that high frequency trading wall there. Obviously needs to get above 107 before it can start to think about, testing that old all-time high or of 109, or the old 52-week high of 109.94. If it goes into sell-off mode here, there isn't that much really on the downside. Like 100 is a huge psychological number, but it's $4.50 away from here. So, maybe that comes into play in the next couple of days or so. But, I definitely think you'd find some support at 100 if we were to get down there.
Okay, J&J, still knocking on the door there, that 65, that big seller there yesterday. Got above Monday's high, but not by much, 64.83. Sold off, settled in the lower part of its range, like the market, 63.69. Let's keep an eye on Monday and Tuesday's matching lows, 63.56 to 63.60. Break down below there, we could be looking at the Friday's low, 62.89, and we'll just reiterate the significance of that $65 number.
The wall is still there, 300,000 shares, 65, so that continues to remain major resistance. You get the high-frequency guys in the 90s, the little longer-term traders selling it in the 80s. So you get into these high 64s, and there's sellers all over the place. So that's going to continue to remain major resistance. We are 80, 90 cents away from there, but if it goes into rally mode, that's where you probably want to be selling it.
Okay, Procter & Gamble continued its retreat yesterday, opening up, not even being able to get over Monday's close, Tuesday's high, matching there, 65.37, so you got real good resistance there. Coming back on the downside, if we do crack the 64.37, don't get too excited because we got the 7-day low at 64.06.
Here's an interesting chart, but I'm also just talking about Monday. If I go back to Monday, the stock opened significantly below fair value. And what can happen sometimes is you get traders that are playing the OPGs or trading, for fair value. The trade can get very one-sided where a lot of traders were probably long off that open. The stock pretty much tanked 50 cents right off the hop. If you're quick, you might have snuck out, but, within 5 to 10 minutes, the stock was down 50 cents. It never sniffed back up there. Now, I know most of the traders, the idea is if it starts to go against you, you get out, but some traders do actually not like to take losses and end up holding on to it, and I think that's why you've seen the 2-day of sell-off here, as some traders still long from that original opening print on Monday get a little bit underwater here. Now, hopefully, the majority of our listeners would know to, take your losses. You can't be right on them all, and try to limit those losses and hopefully not take something $1.30 against you.
Yeah, I guess you would call that opening up an unfair value then on Monday.
It was unfair. I got hit on it too, which is why I knew about it. I was able to sneak out of most of it for just a small loss, but that's, probably why I was able to, notice this too, because I got hit on a little bit too.
And if you get caught something like that too, you could just always be a moron. You could just put more on and more on and more on and wait for it to come back, right?
Put more on. Yeah, you could put some more on if you want. But I never suggest to add to a loser. Kind of goes against the cardinal rule of trading, but a lot of people do it.
Okay. AT&T, kind of sneaking down here a little bit. Can't get up to that wall at that 29.35 to 43 area. The sellers step down. You also have that similar formation there. Just not much from the previous close. Monday's high, 29.14. Sold off, cracked that 28.63 level, which had been holding on for a long time. Got down to 28.32, but bounced, recovered at 28.42. Let's use that 28.32 as good support. Below that, we'll be looking just under the $28 level, and I'm sure you'll meet some sellers now. Things will probably thicken up from this 28.85 to the psychological $29 level.
I think that's spot on, Joel. We've broken down, it was a breakdown day there yesterday. 29 was significant resistance there last month that had popped up and stopped out there numerous times in September. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a psychological as well as a real seller kicking around that 29 area. So if we go into rally mode, if we rallied up 40 cents from here, we're at 28.61 in the pre-market. Probably not a bad idea to try some shorts.
Okay, GE, the sellers are stepping down here. Tuesday's high is 1649, just below Monday's highs, and also from some of the highs that you had last week. Coming down, settled in the lower end of the range, 1622, 1605 close. You have the 9-day low just below that at the 1602. So 16 and 1650, Dennis. Let's call that the range in GE for today.
I like that range, Joe. I'm going to completely agree with you on this one. I think it could be one of those days where it has the same range as the day before, 1649 to 1605, the range yesterday. Pulls back to 16 psychological support level, might hold again. It held yesterday, and you're getting some resistance in the 1650 area, so I like that call.
Okay, and moving on to our 10th and final component here, Coca-Cola, very similar to a few other stocks. Couldn't quite get to the previous day's high, actually missed it by quite a bit. But the close, Monday's close, served as resistance. The high just snuck above it, not by very much. Broke down to that double bottom area we had in the mid-67s, closed near the lower end of its range, 66.80 to 66.95. Should be good support in that stock today.
Seeing some sellers in these high 67, 67.95, 68 bucks. Seeing some size form up there. So that's, 70 cents away from here, but you're going to see some significant resistance if we're to rally up to that 68 area.
Okay, well, the SPUs have seemed to be shrugging off this Amazon news, buoyed by some other earnings, by good earnings in some other stocks, Boeing and a few others we mentioned in the market movers. So going to get an interesting test of the Globex high right here, 1236.75. Really don't see a lot above that until Tuesday's intraday high at 1244. All right, folks, that's our show for today, and we'll be back with you tomorrow.